What's up, everybody? This is The Quad with Chris Young. As always, I am Chris. We got Haley the Bear.
Hello.
Producer Josh.
Howdy, 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 howdy.
And Ryan from Miami.
And a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no.
Muted already.
No.
That was so
Come on,
fast,
wait a
man.
minute.
I knew that was coming.
You gotta hear it.
Uh,
Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team. They take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. They're in the air, they're on
You're
the
right.
ground.
They've
They're
never
always
seen them
in
take the
control.
ball from goal to goal.
Hey, when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl because we're the Miami Dolphins.
I'm glad you said Dolphins, because if you had just said regular Miami, that means them Blue Raiders whooped that.
Oh,
butt.
yeah, that was impressive, by the way.
Yeah, MTSU, baby. Let's go.
We also had a butt punt yesterday.
Oh, no.
Just save it.
Stop. Just save it. You always try to get like stuff out of the way.
I'm excited.
You like self-deprecate so that you can just talk up your own team. And I've got statistics for you. I have receipts for you today,
you came
Ryan.
with some stats.
I came with stats and receipts
I
just
love those.
because I know exactly where you're going today in sports, and we'll get there.
go.
But first, let's go with who won the poll.
Do we have to?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, because
do.
Frank's Red Hot won.
By, I mean, it was a handed victory. Frank's Red Hot did win.
Jesus.
Ugh.
Don't, because you eat wings that have that on them.
Although
so.
I feel as though, given all of the DMs that I received, the fact that Tabasco was nowhere on there, I feel like Tabasco would have run away with it.
Yeah, you know, I thought about that.
Well, the problem with Tabasco is like you have to like hot
Tabasco?
stuff because Tabasco is very hot. It is. Tabasco's hot and it's very vinegary. So
Seriously,
you
it's
have to.
hotter than
Here's
Red Hot.
my
Frank's
thing.
Red Hot.
I love Tabasco, but there's a reason that I went Louisiana hot sauce, and it was a throwback reference, and I think everybody kind of skipped over that. There was a song I used to play with my band in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
That I believe was a Sammy Kershaw song. It's called Louisiana Hot Sauce. And Louisiana hot sauce is what I used. That is pretty much the same thing as Tabasco almost.
It's without the vinegar. It's basically
Yeah.
all the other parts of it.
It's all the heat.
Yep. It's vastly better. But that's fine. You guys
right.
said Frank's.
You said Frank's. We're not offering write-in votes. This is not
No.
this is not an election.
I like
No.
the write-ins.
No, you're not.
Okay. Do we want to go music first? Let's go music.
Music.
So, shout out to everybody that came out to see me and my band in Cali this weekend. Thank you guys very, very much. It was an odd trip because two things happened. One, both on the front end and the back end, I ran into someone that I knew. Leaving Nashville and coming back from Nashville. Whose phone?
Who's getting static?
Mine's out here.
No.
Who knows?
Stop trying to blame me, Ryan.
Feedback. We love it.
It's okay.
All right,
not
so
me.
you
It's
ran
not
into
me. Anyway,
you
sorry.
ran into someone you knew.
I ran into someone I knew on each end. The first end of the trip was Sam Hunt was on the flight with me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
They're going to Vegas.
Yeah, and came up and was talking to me about some work stuff. Shout out to Sam Hunt. I'm actually going to use one of his songs today for What Are We Listening To,
All
just
right.
because. But him and his whole crew were on the first flight. Then on the way back, Paul Overstreet and Scotty Emmerich were on the flight back. And I had the weirdest flight experience that I've had in a long time because evidently my pilot could not math. I will also say shout out to American Airlines for doing what they did because they got us home at the time we were supposed to be home. And sometimes that is not the case. So thank you very much, American Airlines, for getting me all the way home. For getting me home. There it is.
Hey.
I was waiting for somebody else to say it. I'm like, I can't say it. But we did the thing where it was, hey, if I get an early flight, I can make it in for the afternoon games, or at least the back half of the afternoon games in NFL. And I'll watch the early games on the flight. So we're leaving California. And by the way, again, I say, both of those crowds were amazing. So if you saw us in California this weekend, thank you so much. You guys were absolutely badass. So we we had to get on this flight at 6:07 in the morning. So we got off the bus at like 4:25.
Yep.
So everybody got about 4 hours of sleep. And we get off the buses. We go into the airport, check in. Everything's fine. Get on the plane. Plane taxis out. We hear the engines rev, and then we hear the engines go back.
Which is the worst noise in the entire world.
I would also like to point out that I've been watching the show Manifest, which is like the worst.
Wait a
worst
minute.
thing.
We got to talk about that. I love Manifest.
This is the worst thing to watch right before you get on a plane. But so the pilot comes on. He goes, "Hey, sorry guys, we have something come up on the instrument panel. We're gonna have to go back to the gate and have maintenance come out." Which, by the way, thank you. Anyone that ever gets mad about a pilot wanting to go back because the check engine light came on the plane,
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it.
yeah, no, I promise you, it is worth your time. I know it's frustrating. I know it's irritating. You just go with the flow at that point,
You
right?
don't want to be 2 miles in the air and
No.
just go down.
No.
Or 5 years into the future.
No,
one wants
Manifest. So, anyway, that's in the first
I think
episode.
everyone
Come
knows
on.
what that show's
I love
about.
that show.
I'd never even
November
watched it.
4th, by the
Right.
way, new season of Manifest comes
I know.
out. So I know you're
I
trying
know.
to race before that comes.
I'm trying to get
I know what you're doing.
caught up.
I
Yeah.
love it.
So, if you haven't watched Manifest, by the way, check that out.
It's so good. We have to talk about that at some point. But
Yeah, we should when the new season
Yeah,
comes
I
out.
love
We'll do it. So the pilot comes on. He goes, "Hey guys, it's going to be about 15 to 20 minutes. We're sorry for the delay. We've got to have maintenance come out and check this. It should be a quick fix, but we need to have them sign off on it and check out the plane." 20 minutes later, pilot comes on again. "Hey, ladies and gentlemen, maintenance just got here. It's going to be about 15 to 20 minutes until they can get done, get some paperwork all settled, and then we should be good to go on our way." I don't know what I was just saying right there, but anyway,
Should be
he's
a
saying
go.
15 to 20 minutes, and we should be a go to get out on the runway and take off. He goes, I am advised, I guess they have a new policy now. He goes, if anyone wants to disembark or like deplane, you're allowed to do so at this time. Just come up and let the flight attendants know, and you can get off the flight just in case you think you're not going to make your connection or whatever it is.
Interesting.
So that
It's
happens.
definitely new. They normally are like, "You must stay on the plane."
Well, there's like 3 people that are like angry on this flight at this point, right? There's one guy that's out there just like by the
MFing everyone.
yeah, and I'm like,
There's
dude,
always
chill.
that guy. That guy
Dude, chill.
always exists on every flight.
Man, I got 20 people on this plane with me flying home. If I'm not upset,
You're not.
You got to chill, man. Like I don't know what's going on in your life, but don't yell at the flight attendants. It's not their fault. And I get being frustrated, right?
Right.
We're not happy. We're sitting there creating alternate scenarios of maybe being stuck in Dallas overnight and me having to fly, go find rooms for everybody that I'm with. But it is what it is. It's not their fault. So the maintenance guy gets there. I can see him out the window of the plane. 20 minutes later, the pilot comes back on and says, "All right, ladies and gentlemen, it was a quick fix. Maintenance is done. We're just waiting on the guy that does all the paperwork to sign off on this. It'll be about 15 to 20 minutes, and we should be in the air." He goes, we'll be back on with you in about 30 minutes to give you an update. Now, that's the part where I got concerned because that math does not math. If it's 15 to 20 minutes and you're going to check in with us in 30,
You think he'll check in from the air?
He was letting people hear the initial number before they tuned out
Like
to
that.
follow up with, it'll actually be
This
30
is
minutes.
the epitome
This
of
is
your
the-
dad going,
So-
10 more minutes.
yes, exactly.
How far are we? 10 more minutes.
Then we got in the air by like the time where we're like, okay, we're looking at where the next flight connection was. It was like, what's only in Dallas, it's one tram stop away because they've got this system that runs around the entire Dallas airport if you've never been there. And we're like, it's one stop away. We can get there in 30 minutes, which is kind of the window of time we have from when we land to when they'll start boarding or the doors will close, depending on who's running it. By the time we're landing, they have now figured out that plane is not working. And we're now going on the plane that we're on. So we had to we had to get off the plane we were on, wait, and then get back on that plane to go home. But
I'd be
again,
getting drunk on a plane at this point.
I say all of this to be like, American Airlines, all the airlines always get called out for like the crappy experiences, right? You made the best out of a bad situation. Thanks for getting us home. And thank you for everybody that came to the shows because they were awesome. It was a great weekend.
I had the same sort of travel thing. I had 2 shows in Boston on Saturday, and then that show Saturday night ended at 1, back to Foxborough at 2:30, had to be at the airport at 5.
Yeah, those are fun.
So here we are.
I had a wedding. That was it. It was fun.
I mean, I can think of
It was
worse
long.
things to have to do.
It was long.
I took my 35th flight on Southwest this year back to Nashville.
Wow, almost definitely A-list.
Oh, I'm
plus,
A-list. Oh, I'm A-list
preferred-
now.
preferred,
And
yeah.
a companion
He's
pass.
plus.
Companion pass.
Companion pass all of next year. So let's go. Anybody want to be my companion?
Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
go.
All right,
I'm there.
cool.
I'm there for it.
There it is.
I'm here for it.
Done.
I also want to throw out the fact of you said that wedding was long. I'm saying this for everybody sitting here right now. If I ever just get to the point where I'm getting married and I invite you guys, I swear to God, it will not be a long wedding.
No. Okay, let me correct myself. It was
I
long
drink
because I was
during
in
the
the
ceremony?
wedding, so I had to be there
no.
early.
That's my point. I don't care if you're in the wedding or not. I don't need everybody to show up and it be like the most glamorous thing of all time. Put a suit on, be there on time. That's all I ask.
Bill's going to make it into like a meet and greet style, like 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's it.
Get everyone
Get in line. Get in line.
Get
well,
your
no,
photo.
and I
Get out.
appreciate it though because like in this wedding, their first dance was like a chorus and a verse, and that was it. And then
Oh.
all the other like the parent dances were like a chorus, and that was it. And
You
then
mean a verse and a chorus? Because if it's a chorus and a verse, that'd be kind of weird.
okay,
Could
well
be
you know what
Cruise
I
by
mean.
FGL. Starts with the chorus.
You know what I mean. But anyways, it was perfect.
Just all piano.
It's the weirdest
Well, and the best
version.
part, there were no slow songs, and the father-daughter dance led into literally them like finishing and then being like, "Everyone, come on the dance floor." So it just led straight into it. It wasn't a big deal about anything else. There was only 3 speeches: the maid of honor, the best man, and the father of the bride, and that was it.
It's great.
It was perfect. That part was, yes, that was all good. But obviously, being in the wedding, we have to be there at like noon, even though it doesn't end till 10. You know, so it was just a long day. But
90
was fun.
minutes, start to finish. That's where it's at.
well, there's pictures and
Yes.
Here's call time.
Here's my thing. 90 minutes. Nah. No. 90 minutes
I'll
from
be
the
sober
time
by
we
then.
start telling guests to show up till the time the wedding is over and we're at the reception.
Yeah.
Then if you want to hang at the reception, it's going to be
It's a
amazing.
party. You come and go as you please.
I'm sure
that's where it's at.
every single girl out there listening to this right now is like, ugh, men.
They have no idea. This is my special.
They don't
day.
understand.
All right. Good story time to start the podcast today. I enjoyed this.
all right.
Oh,
so what are we
was all
listening
it
to?
took?
I enjoyed this. Yeah.
Ryan's like moving on.
All right. Let's get to sports.
Not
No,
yet.
we haven't done what we're listening to.
No, you gotta do what are you listening to first? Bear, go ahead.
All right, this week I'm going back to not back.
Callie.
Anyways, this week it's Burner Boy featuring Ed Sheeran, and it's called "For My Hand." Ed Sheeran likes to make his appearance on all these hip hop songs these days, so it's pretty
He
good.
does.
But
All
he's got white boy swag. It's good.
White boy swag.
Yeah, for being
Or
English.
or ginger swag. Which one?
Oh, whoa.
but that's the point. Ginger's
true.
No. Both of y'all quit it.
Oh.
All right.
We love you, Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran's awesome. And loves Nashville, by the way. I'm going to go Hard to Forget from Southside, Sam Hunt.
Great song.
That is a great
It
song.
is a good song.
I think everybody sleeps on it because, well, I mean, obviously it was a really big hit, but everybody sleeps on the lyrical content of that.
It's so good.
You're playing Hard to Forget.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got
Come
a bottle
on,
of
man.
whiskey, but I got no proof. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
so good.
It's great. It's great. Well done, dude. What do you got, Josh?
Friend of mine, Allie, Alee. I had nothing to do with this song. I'm just trying to give her the streams that she deserves. She wrote a song called 24 that came out on Friday. She wrote it for her younger sister who just turned 24. It was written for her birthday. And it's about, just how much of a struggle it is to be still kind of young and in that in between phase of like you want to be an adult but you're not quite there yet. It's a great song, my favorite of hers.
Is 24 the in between phase of adulthood?
I feel like it is. That's post college. It's pre like career where you've really settled in.
Okay.
At this point, with a recession, like some people are living at home. Like it's just
I'd say like 24 to 27 is definitely those.
Yeah, I think those are that's the formative years, and she nailed it on this. So
all right, love it.
Those are the formative years.
yeah, it's when I became a man. I think it's my bar mitzvah.
At 24, I'd had my record deal for 4 years.
Yeah, at 24, I was already like,
I'd been doing nothing but sitting in middle seats on Southwest flights and Buick Regal rental cars, making no money.
I mean,
24 is when I gave up my career and just moved.
Yeah, I was 8 years into touring, so love that.
All right.
That was happy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
She wrote this beautiful song about her younger sister,
And then we're just dumping on it like, ugh, we've been doing this for forever.
I was working at CBS Sports at 24, so happy.
I know.
My song this week is from Eric Church, Mixed Drinks About Feelings. Love that song.
Great song.
Speaking of flights, have you ever been on the plane and you're like, I don't want to buy the Wi-Fi. Okay, what songs do I have on my Spotify that's downloaded to my phone? And the one playlist that I had was the This Is Eric Church sound, like basically playlist from Spotify. So that's what I was doing on the plane flight. And I was like, I really love this song. So Mixed Drinks About Feelings by Eric Church on the Mr. Misunderstood album.
All right. Let's go to sports.
Sports.
Hey,
baby,
stop it. Stop
I
it.
like it
Stop
like
it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Before you even start, let's do this in order. We're going to go fantasy, then college, then pro.
Why are we starting with fantasy?
We're going to start
Why?
with
Because
fantasy
your quarterback
because
sucked on your fantasy points?
I have defeated Michael Ray, who once again did not set his lineup.
So what do we do to fix this?
Nothing.
Nothing.
You take the W when you get it, my guy.
This is like
No, it's not
all right,
fair.
guys, you have to understand. It is fair because everybody gets a chance to play him.
Yeah, but the 1 week he's going to do his lineup is like when I play him.
Sometimes
Good.
it works out that way.
Good. And sometimes it'd be like that. I
Yep.
believe it's a song by Kane Brown. Sorry.
Great. That was a great poll.
I'm sorry. Look, the very first fantasy football draft I ever did was with Blake Shelton and his crew. I was the only outsider that was in the group, and Blake was the one that didn't set his lineup because it was right when right when he started doing the voice. And so he was just so busy, he just never looked at it, didn't care. It wasn't top of mind. And so you knew if you were playing Blake, you were getting a dub.
There you go.
Every week. And so everybody just agreed, okay, we're getting a dub that week. You get basically an extra bye week.
I love that. Bottom feeder Blake. Let's go.
Wow. I wouldn't say that. But hey, speaking of your team, how'd that work out for you this week, Ryan?
Oh, the Dolphins won. They were 3-0.
No. I said we're going NFL last.
Yeah, you're all about Tua, and Tua had 100.
Oh, wait. Stop.
No, it's talking
all
about
of you
fantasy
guys,
points.
quit. We're talking about fantasy first.
That's what
We're
I'm
not
talking
jumping around.
He had Tua on his fantasy team.
Yeah, as my starting quarterback because Herbert. They ended up playing. Both of them.
Herbert ended up playing.
Both of them were crap.
Herbert had more points than Tua.
Yes. Well, you know.
Hurt Herbert. Anyway, Ryan lost. Let me just do it this way.
I got my ass kicked by
Haley beat the crap
Ernest.
out of Austin. John Stone is still in it with Mitchell Tenpenny. They've both got 2 players left, but one of Mitchell's is a kicker, so he's probably not going to win that. It's probably going to be Stone. And Stacey O'Neal absolutely stomped a mud hole in Josh.
Whoa.
Yeah. A big shout out to DeAndre Swift, Darrell Henderson, Justin Jefferson, Allen Robinson for combining for a total of 15 points.
Yikes.
Stacey has a
Stacey
powerhouse
stacked. Yeah,
team.
Stacey stacked.
He might win the league this year.
He had a bad week too, and he still he caught me on.
Guys,
sometimes he just.
I would like to point out, I had a bad week because Montgomery got hurt right into the game. I only got 1 point from Montgomery. I only got 5 points from Tyreek Hill and 3 points from Burks. As my flex.
How about the parity, by the way, in our league?
I still won by almost 40 points.
The parity in our league. Josh was the lone undefeated team, and he is going down this week. So everyone is either 1-1 or 0-2 or 2-1.
Yes, Ryan. That's how it works after 3 games.
Yep.
I'll be 2-1. I definitely
parody.
had the most points out of anybody this week. So
Congratulations,
Yes.
everyone.
You know,
It's one. Let's just pump the brakes.
We should do something
a long
next
season.
year where the highest scoring team of that week gets like a free shot or something.
You know what? It's interesting that you say let's just pump the brakes after 3 weeks. I've changed my mind. Let's go to the NFL next because I want to talk about two things.
Yeah.
Let's
do
because
it.
Ryan, you love stats.
Oh, I love stats.
You love stats.
Oh, I love them.
You love that your team is 3-0. The Dolphins are 3-0.
Yes.
I would like to point out that in that game, which you did not run away and hide with by any means.
We held the highest scoring offense in the league to 19 points. What was that?
Yeah.
Well,
who did
that
they have
offense-
starting?
No, it was their defense that was missing 5 starters. Not
yeah.
No. Who were their wide receivers?
Gabe Davis, who has been their best wide receiver for the
Yes.
last 15, 16 months.
Yes.
Stephon Diggs, who's their number 1 wide receiver.
Yes.
So,
And so, what has their calling card been? Their offense, right?
oh yeah, got held to 19 points yesterday.
Their offense is only that good when they actually have a defense to compete with
2
you.
of those points was off a butt fumble or butt punt.
That's where I'm getting. Just let me get there first. You don't have to self-deprecate to bury the lead.
3-0.
Yeah, you're 3-0. I think your team is legit.
Sorry, we could stop there. Let's go on to college football
But
takeaways.
so you had your kicker punt a football into the butthole of another player in the end zone.
Accurate, yes. I was
Far worse than the Mark
I was-
Sanchez butt fumble.
clenching my butthole after that happened too because it was
That
like
probably
a 3-point
hurt.
game. Yeah, no,
First
yeah,
of all.
yeah,
And
Also-
again, like you just said, it was a 3-point game with them missing 5 starters on defense.
yeah.
So that's the only reason why y'all got points.
Yeah. Hey, look, a win's a win, right? Dub. You take a dub on a football Sunday.
Okay, but
First
here's-
place in the
time
division,
out,
by the way.
time out,
Looking
time
good for
out.
our bet so far.
Time out.
Just saying.
You get riled up. I want to ask
No,
you
he
a
just
question.
talks quickly so that you can't actually poke holes in things.
Yeah, I know. Calm down, Stephen A. Smith. Chill. Let me ask you a question. Do you know who the passing yards lead in the league is
Tua.
right now? It's Tua, right?
Yeah,
Aren't
baby.
you proud of that?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, let's
You're
go.
so proud of that
Yes,
stat, aren't
yes,
you?
Yes, love it.
You love that. You think Tua's for real, right?
Ah, he's for real.
Would you like to know who number 2 and number 3 are?
Yeah, but here.
Carson Wentz and Joe Flacco. So before you start tooting your horn about that particular stat,
you sure that's not the bottom 3 you're reading?
nope, that's the top 3.
All right, well.
It is Tua, Carson Wentz, and Joe Flacco.
That is-
So let's all pump the brakes. It is only week 3.
All right, can I go on my little soliloquy?
You're allowed.
Okay,
Go
all right,
ahead.
So, yes, the Bills were missing 5 defensive starters, including their top 2 safeties. Yes, they were missing Ed Oliver on the inside. Yes, you know,
they're missing their entire defense.
Yes.
It's not important.
They came
the
into this
Miami
game-
Dolphins are
of,
legit.
5 of, just so we're clear, 5 of 11 players.
correct.
Okay. Cool. And they're 2 starting safeties.
Your Miami Dolphins,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, survived a
No, your
a
Miami
thriller,
Dolphins.
a thriller to move to 3-0. By the way, had statistically the hardest first 4 games of the season of any team in the NFL. The first 4 opponents between the Patriots, the Ravens, the Bills,
The Patriots.
and the
Okay,
Bengals.
first
and
of
the
all-
Bengals.
Wait,
Those
time
were
out.
that was the hardest strength of schedule of any team in the NFL for the first 4.
That is untrue. And this
Yes,
is
it is.
why.
No, it's not.
No, stop. I'm going to stop you right there. This is untrue. And this is why you can't statistically create who the most difficult,
It
No,
was
no,
a
no,
thing.
no.
From
Listen.
last year's record, they had the hardest schedule the first 4 weeks in the 3.
Ryan, I'm going to mute you. Listen to me. The Ravens this year so far have had one of the worst pass defenses in the league.
Oh, did you see Lamar yesterday? Oh my
That was not the case last year.
God, win MVP again.
But Lamar's great, but you can't do it without a defense. It's the same thing that we just ran into with the game that you played yesterday. You can't do it without a defense. You have to have both sides of the ball. You technically have to have all 3 phases of the game. Everybody says that. It's like an old coachism, but it's the truth. I'm not taking anything away from Miami. I'm just saying let's temper expectations. We're 3 games in. They played a team that has no pass defense whatsoever and a team that normally does that was missing all of their starters on that part of
Okay, so then
the team.
this week, Thursday Night Football, Bengals. Short week for both teams.
The Bengals have been terrible.
Okay, I'm just
So again,
saying.
I don't know why you're like hyping them up based upon preseason predictions of what the teams are going to be. The Rams aren't the team that we saw last year.
And they won the
And
Super Bowl.
technically, They're supposed to be one of the hardest outs.
Well, Bucks haven't looked good either, or the Packers. Like, there's been a lot of teams that haven't looked very good.
There's
But
a
your
lot of
Miami
turnover.
Dolphins
And again-
are 3-0, baby. Let's go.
The Packers beat
Top
the
of
Bucks,
division.
and the Bucks had
Top
how
of
many
the
players out?
conference. Let's go.
The Bucks had almost all of their star players out, which is why the Packers won. And the Bucks still almost came back and beat them. The Packers don't look good. I want everyone to get off Aaron Rodgers'
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
lower
Whoa.
part and just
Whoa.
His foot.
Yeah, his foot. Exactly. That's what
and,
we're talking
and
about.
get off that train. The Packers are not good. They're not.
Ryan. I want you to celebrate the win. It was a win.
Thank you.
By the way, all Miami fans, I'm not taking away the fact that you're 3-0.
You're
I'm
3-0.
just saying, let's temper expectation a little bit.
According to NFL, their research.
Was I not-
Whoa, stop.
Can I
Give me a
just
stat.
finish my soliloquy?
I'm excited.
Goodness, man. You look like a dog trying to nestle on my shoulder. Ryan, you gave up 90 offensive plays to the Bills. Your team is not very good. Your quarterback threw it 18 times. And
He also didn't know where he was in the second half.
he also probably shouldn't be playing for the next 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah,
I
if you
can
don't know
tell
what
you-
we're talking about, there is video of him
Of how
like,
bad he is
obviously
concussed.
concussed.
Yeah.
They're
NFL's investigating, too,
investigating, yes. Ryan, I can tell you this, and I'm not taking away that he threw for 6 touchdowns last week,
Yeah,
and he
it's
looked
great
great.
quarter.
He looked great. You can't win playoff games playing the way that you played yesterday, and that's all. Then just zoom out from that. You can't. You couldn't. We couldn't. Chiefs couldn't do it with Alex Smith, and he put up those same kind of stat lines. Threw it 18 times, handed it off. Chase Edmonds had a day. Great, love that. Running backs are going to have a day. You have 2 wide receivers that are going to spread the field. It's going to open things up. That's how football works. I think it's a good win. I don't think you are a powerhouse. And when you look at the playoffs, you have to win 3 games in a row. And yes, you did to start the season. We will see how it goes.
Do we
That's all
want
I'm
to
saying.
remind us how Pittsburgh was undefeated until they got to the playoffs?
Or the Patriots.
the Patriots?
No.
Pittsburgh was, I think they started 10-0 last year. I don't
Yeah.
think they went undefeated to start.
That's still
playoffs.
10-0.
They went 10-0
By
and
the way,
just
I think
then
you
fell
guys
apart.
probably start 4-0. But I would also like to point out
They
the
have
fact
the easiest
of,
schedule in the NFL from weeks 5 to 12, too, just for the record.
And then what do you have after
No,
that?
no. Okay, that's a very interesting question. Who do you play weeks 5 through 12?
Yeah,
Ryan?
I know the Jets are coming up too, which is we'll see what happens with their quarterback situation because Zach Wilson's supposed to be coming back, but Joe Flacco's been playing very well, as you mentioned, second leading passer in the NFL. I mean,
It's ridiculous.
Joe Flacco. We got the Bengals, Jets, Vikings, Steelers, Lions, Bears. Those are the next couple games coming up.
I think
Wow.
a lot of those are dangerous for you because of the defenses.
We'll see. You play to win the game.
Okay, Herm Edwards, who just had to vacate his position.
Fired on the field.
Yeah,
You see how he got
I
fired,
saw
by the way?
that.
Did you see the
Dude,
video?
That was so messed up. That was so messed up.
They wouldn't even let him walk off the field before the president and chancellor were like, "Hey, thanks for everything. You're fired." It was pretty bad. It's
All
brutal.
right. This year has been so weird so far, which is why I'm saying that I am very happy for you, but
Thank
I'm
you.
cautiously optimistic about your team.
Dolphins,
I'm-
Eagles, and Giants, only undefeated teams left.
Well, the Eagles are for real. The Giants are not. I know that I'm a Cowboys fan. I'll be very interested to see how the teams play tonight. I like that Saquon Barkley is back. I think that makes them a lot better. That is not their answer at QB.
Can I ask you this, though?
the Giants.
Do we actually know who the best team in the NFL is? And the reason I
No.
say that is because the Chargers got whomped by Jacksonville, who's in
Dude,
first place.
I'm getting there. Let me get
Like,
there, dude.
who's
I've got
good?
it. I've got it in my notes. Let me get to the
That's
things
a
that I'm going to say.
transition. Here
Thank
go.
you, bud.
You're welcome.
The Jacksonville Jaguars beat the absolute crap out of the Chargers. And if you guys remember at the very start of this season, what did I say?
Chargers were overrated.
They're overrated, man. They're overrated. Everybody dunks on the Cowboys and they're my team because it's America's team and blah, 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 blah. The Chargers are not good. They don't look good. They lost to Jacksonville badly. They were scoring at will on that defense, and Herbert couldn't put a drive together. I don't know why everybody's like every year they're like Herbert's going to be the MVP.
injured too. To be
Well, you know
to
what?
Be fair,
Then to be fair, then
Take
don't
him out.
play. Which is what I said last week. When he got hurt, they need to pull their quarterback. He's hurt. This is not one of those things where it's like send him back in.
They were down 38-10 with a minute to go, and Herbert was still in the game.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like that's
That makes
not good.
no sense.
Can we just say Jacksonville's better too?
It's
like they're
very possible.
They're actually better
Yeah,
too.
It's very possible that Jacksonville laid the smackdown on the Colts last week. They handedly beat the Chargers.
They're
this
a
week.
better football team this year.
Well, the Colts are terrible. And guess what happened to... You want to talk about that, Josh?
Sure. This is the amount of things that had to happen for the Chiefs to lose by 3. Sky Moore had to muff on the 4-yard line on catching a punt. The Harrison Butker got hurt week 1, and so we had a practice squad guy, Danny Amendola. No, other Amendola, different Amendola. There's a Amendola.
Danny Amendola is still
Different
alive?
Amendola.
Different Amendola kicking for
Matt
us.
Amendola.
Matt Amendola. He missed a couple field goals. Chris Jones on a 3rd and 15 on a very, very late, very, very questionable taunting call, which I don't think happened, set Matt Ryan up to then pass. It would have been game over. They would have punted away. We would have kept the ball. That would have been it. All that happened. But that's not the real story. The Chiefs lost. They deserved the L. You can't let the Colts back into any sort of game. The real story is the ongoing saga of Patrick Mahomes versus Eric Bieniemy, where they are screaming at each other on the side of the field. This goes back all the way to last season in the AFC Championship game.
Bieniemy is the offensive coordinator for the
He's
record.
the offensive coordinator. And this goes back all the way to last season in the AFC Championship game, where him and Pat got into it right before halftime, and then the Chiefs came out and laid the biggest egg I've ever seen in my entire life. I don't know what's going on. I have a feeling it's not great. I have a feeling there might be a change in offensive coordinator for the Chiefs coming this season.
Wow.
Before the end of the season?
Before the end of the season.
Remember when
Yeah.
he was up for head coaching jobs? And
I
now
do.
That's not good.
I do, yeah. It's pretty. I mean, Andy had to separate them, and
If Patrick Mahomes can put up with his little brother and he can't put up with Eric Bieniemy,
exactly
what the
right.
hell is going on?
that's exactly right.
Jackson Mahomes.
So there's some things that are fractured, and I think that something's got to change. That being said, all those things had to happen to lose by 3. I'm not like burying the Chiefs quite yet, but we do have the Bucks and the Bills as the next 2 games.
I would also like to point out that yet again, the Chiefs
did not cover. They will not. And how?
Do not bet the Chiefs to cover in
Listen.
anything ever. You can bet them to win. Do not bet the Chiefs to cover. They can't do it.
I have
it's
been
like
saying
their
this.
Achilles heel. They will never cover. They cover like twice a year. Do not bet the Chiefs to cover. Do not do it.
there are 2
I don't care
things-
if they cover next week. I'm still right statistically over the past 2 seasons.
By a large
And this
margin.
is not Ryan's statistic of what teams are the best before the season starts. This is actually going back and looking at proof.
You do know what they say. Good teams win.
Cover.
No. Good teams win.
Great
Great
teams
teams
cover.
cover.
Yeah, there are 2 things that you must count on if you are betting football, and including the Kansas City Chiefs. Number 1, they will not cover the spread, period. They will not do it. Number 2, if they wear the all-red uniforms, they are going to
bet
lose.
on them.
Do
Don't
not
bet on
bet
them.
on the Chiefs. This is free advice for you, okay? This is given
From a KC fan.
From a Kansas City fan who has watched this for season after season. Like, do not do this.
Hey, your Bears pulled it out.
We still didn't look good.
Hey, you got to OT. You want a close game. That's
We
better
didn't
than
get
a
to
lot
OT.
of teams. Yeah, you did.
No,
Did you not?
We won in the last 4 seconds with a kick.
Oh, I thought that was an overtime.
No,
That's
so
my bad. I was on a plane at this point.
Yeah, Justin
So there's only
Fields-
certain things I could see. I was trying to keep up with all of the noon games before I landed. So
Justin Fields threw 2 horrible picks. He was also 9 for 18. I think Justin Fields is long gone. After 1 year with Matt Nagy, he's done for. There's nothing left of Justin Fields, at least not with our
Wow, you're
organization.
out on him already?
Yes.
Wow.
Have you seen his stats for the first
That's
3
good.
games?
That's quick.
Have you seen his stats for the first 3 games?
That's quick to be out on him already.
Didn't he run in a touchdown? He accounts for like 1 of your 4 touchdowns this year.
He's like the Anthony Richardson. Your quarterbacks, by the way, if your teams are just miserable. For the
You
Gators
don't
and
think I don't always
Chicago.
know that? Okay, thanks. Anyways, so he threw 2 horrible picks, and our defense like usual, saved us with the pick at the very end of the game. And it was a beautiful, beautiful pick by our defense. And then we were able to get forward and get that field goal in the last 4 seconds to win the game. So thank you, defense, once again.
Wow, the Bears winning on a field goal. That's exciting.
Right? But hey, Santos has statistically been way better than since we've had Robbie Gould.
All right.
Oh, man.
It's a much shorter amount of time. Again, that's a statistic that's looking forward, not looking backwards.
Yes.
I trust statistics when you look backwards and you can see like a wealth
Trends.
of information
Yeah, you
and
see
you see a
trends.
trend.
Yeah, like records from last year, win percentage in first 4 weeks of the season. Opponent win percentage, right?
No, because those are completely different teams the next
Those are
season.
completely different
Well,
teams.
And again,
I mean, like someone that's on a team that's been on a team that's a kicker, and you're looking at their percentage of like how many kicks they made, and you're seeing someone that's played like 3 years in the league versus like 12 years in the league. It's weird. It's almost math. It's very interesting.
Yeah, love math.
All right.
College football takeaway time?
We're going to do one takeaway apiece because we got to get off this segment. We spent way too long
We
on
also,
NFL.
by the way, hi Albert Pujols, congratulations on 700.
Congrats on 700 Pujols, and still waiting to see
Judge hit 61.
the judge hit 61.
Yes.
You got a college football takeaway?
That's
You wanna
about
talk
baseball in
Florida?
a nutshell.
Florida lost to Tennessee, one of our biggest games that we usually always win. But again, the Gators, we don't have much. We haven't had much for a hot second. So it is what it is. It was a good game, but I missed most of it because I was at the wedding. So I really didn't get to see much of it. So
It was a very interesting game. It got very, very interesting near the end. There was a possibility of them coming back. They fought really hard. Tennessee deserved that win. They won. That's all they needed to do to get out of there. Florida is their nemesis.
Yep.
They haven't beaten Florida historically often
Yeah.
in recent memory. So that was big for Tennessee.
But I
Good
also
for
want
you.
Tennessee to calm the hell down.
They're not going. It's the SEC. Texas is not back.
Miami?
Once again, we play a great team, and we play a team that we should have just absolutely put away in A&M, and we let them come back and win. All credit to A&M fans. Y'all beat us. I say us because, yes, that is my team. I don't play for the team, but I'm a Longhorns fan. I always have been, and that was that one was rough. That's rough, and it's also very disappointing because you want to see that team play to the level of what they played against Alabama, against everyone. Or sorry, Texas Tech, not A&M. Yeah, I was thinking of. Thank you guys. You just caught
I
that.
knew where you were
I
going.
saw you doing this, and I'm like,
You were-
oh crap! I
you
said
were-
A&M,
yeah,
didn't I?
it's okay.
Well, to be fair,
A&M Tech, same thing, right? They're both the same.
Well, no, but they're not. They're not. Which A&M would have made more sense than Texas Tech. Yeah, but Texas Tech. I also didn't really love what the coach had to say to his team. I know he was trying to hype his team up in the locker room, but
I didn't get to hear it.
that he knew that he was being filmed for ESPN.
Mike
And he
Dell,
was
like
like,
that.
I told you they were going to fold,
Oh,
and they
God.
folded. Like, he was,
All right,
I
calm
told
down.
you they were going to collapse, blah, 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 blah. Man, come on. I get it. You're trying to hype up your team, but chill. Anyway, you know what? We had a fumble out of a guy that never fumbles in OT, which it shouldn't have gone to OT. Texas should have ended it before that, but they didn't. And all shout outs in the world to Texas Tech because you guys deserve the win. But Texas, you got some work to do.
No MTSU love? No takeaway for that?
I already brought it up.
Okay,
Yeah, we
I'm
already
just
talked
saying.
Yeah, we already said MTSU, man. Like MTSU, you want me to do two?
Yeah,
Fine,
yeah,
I'll do
absolutely.
two.
Yeah, come on,
All
dude.
right,
That's your
MTSU.
school. Go with the school you love and the school you graduated from.
Where I went to school.
There you go.
Shout out to MTSU because the Blue Raiders absolutely laid the smackdown on the Miami Hurricanes, which
First
is
win over an
fantastic.
AP ranked team ever, by the way.
Second.
Oh, second.
Yeah, this
oh,
is the
I
second.
misread that.
But they're
Okay.
like 1-24 before this. So now I guess they're 2-24.
They got paid $1.5 million, by the way, to go down there and kick the Canes' ass.
Exactly. Come on, Blue Raiders. Good
Miami
job.
is not back, by the way.
Good job.
Man,
well,
Miami
Miami's not
hasn't
back.
been
Texas
back.
is not back.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm
Kansas is
sad.
back, though.
Yeah, let's go, Josh.
A team that Josh isn't even a fan of.
Not
Everyone-
where I was going to go,
Oh,
honestly.
you're going to go. Oh, are you going to go the other
He's gonna
Kansas?
go
I,
State?
I was giving much love to the Little Apple, Manhattan, Kansas.
Oh.
Where Kansas State knocks off Oklahoma in a thriller. Every man a Wildcat. Let's go.
By the way, that's their like third win over Oklahoma in the last 4 years.
We got their
like they
number.
literally have their
Which,
number.
by the way, if anybody was confused about seeing Emaw all over the internet, that's what that means.
Yeah, every man a Wildcat.
Yeah.
Got it.
Emaw.
Emaw.
That's
Got
their
it.
thing.
Yep.
Adrian Martinez, by the way, transfers from Nebraska, so another Scott Frost failure, has 5 touchdowns in that game over Oklahoma to win.
Sounds like a donkey. Hee-haw.
Go ahead, Ryan.
How do I follow that up?
Just go. You know what? We wonder that about most of the stuff you say every week.
Okay. With that case, I'll be the ass here. So my takeaway is this a down year for the SEC? Think about it for a second. Georgia barely beats Kent State.
All right, you say barely.
Barely.
How many points?
They allowed Kent State to score 35 on that defense.
How many points did they win by?
Like 12 points. 14 points. 17.
You want to look at
something
that
of
again?
that nature.
You want to
Anyway,
look at the score?
Kent State, though.
You don't know the score of the game,
I don't know
do
the
you?
score of the game. I just know that Kent State, on that defense, supposed to be the best historical defense ever. They put up like 35 points on it.
I think they got caught napping because they were playing Kent State.
All right. So, Alabama, by the way, barely squeaked by Texas. Should have probably lost that game. Tennessee beats Florida, but Tennessee's been okay, but they are 4-0, right? A terrible, terrible game between Auburn and whoever the hell they played this weekend that was just a punt-a-palooza. It was disgusting on the plains. Kentucky loses, by the way. This is a down year for the SEC. Presumably the best conference in college football.
It's still early, I guess.
Dude, yeah, until you start seeing
saying.
two losses
Kentucky,
next to every SEC.
Ole Miss barely beating Tulsa.
But barely is still W's.
It's a
then-
W.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh,
We're not going back
Hey,
to the
dude,
Dolphins.
college football and NFL are completely different.
Oh, okay.
And you know that. You know that from working at CBS Sports.
Can I
Their
have one more?
record can't even
No,
determine their
no.
rank.
Wait, hey, all right. Full stop. I've done this twice already where I've had to shut Ryan down and he keeps trying to talk over people. But you know as good and damn well as I do that college sports and NFL are not the same thing. College football, you can come back. You have these amazing comebacks in like multiple games a season. That does not happen in the NFL. That's
for
why
last
it's
week.
so rare.
Except for last week when you had
That's
3.
why it's so rare when you have one. You know that is not the norm. That's like getting multiple picks a game by your defense in like 4 games in a row in the NFL. That's not going to continue to happen. That's not a trend. That is an anomaly. And you know this.
Also,
If this was any team but your team, you'd be saying the same thing. You agree?
college.
No. I want to hear it. Ryan.
Yeehaw.
Can I have one more college football takeaway?
Fine.
Because I'm not. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I
Haley.
was just going to say college is also determined by a committee. The NFL isn't. The NFL is solely based on records. And even though the committee wants to
a good
base
point.
it on records, they also
point.
base it on how they play the game. So that's also a huge difference.
I would argue that Alabama and Georgia continue to be 1 and 2 through the end of the season unless something
Well, that's just
catastrophic
politics
happens.
at this point.
Seeing as how I don't watch college football, this is my only other takeaway. Kansas Jayhawks
Yes.
are not back. They are in fact
whoa.
they are clamoring to be ranked this week, which all the early reports
They're
say
not, by the way.
They're not.
No.
Oh, I thought
They
it was gonna
just missed out.
They
on the
just
top
missed it.
25, yeah.
They're 4-0 with handed wins over, wait for it, Tennessee Tech, West Virginia,
Good West Virginia team.
Houston,
Houston was a surprise win.
and Duke. What I would consider definitely football powerhouses. All 4
Well,
of
Houston
those.
was supposed to be the best group of 5 team this year, for the record.
I
They're
think
not.
they
They're
are
not.
about to go on a skid
Oh, boy.
of unprecedented performance. Here we go. Here's the next couple games. Iowa State, L.
Yeah.
TCU, L. Oklahoma, L. Baylor, L. Oklahoma State, L. Texas Tech, L. Texas, L. Kansas State, L. I don't think Kansas wins another football game all season.
Wow.
That is my
Wow.
week 4 overreaction.
I'll bet you on that.
I don't want to bet anything.
Okay,
on
all right.
that.
I'm just going to say. I mean, they already have more wins this year than any full season since 2009. So,
find out where we can bet that because I'll do it.
Okay.
oh, wow.
I'll find the line somewhere.
Yeah.
Guys,
I said maybe the Texas
you're
one. I
just
don't
going to
bet
do a
on my own team.
parlay for the next, 6 weeks of college football?
I just
Yeah,
think,
why not?
I just think you just stack the money line every single week and
All
just
right.
let it roll.
Okay.
All right, we've got to get off of this, guys. We've been like yelling at each other, and people by now, if this is your first podcast, I'm so sorry. You probably think we all hate each other. We're just all really passionate about sports. Let's go to movies. Movies. See How They Run, PG-13, 2022 mystery comedy, an hour and 38 minutes. That right there should give you pause when it's called a mystery/comedy. 70% on Rotten Tomatoes, 81% of Google users like this movie. In 1950s London, plans for a movie version of a smash hit play come to an abrupt halt after a pivotal member of the crew is murdered. When a world-weary inspector and an eager rookie constable take on the case, they find themselves thrown into a puzzling whodunit within the glamorously sordid world of underground theater, investigating the mysterious homicide at their own peril. Director Tom George. This movie stars a whole bunch of people, in particular the one you were excited about, Josh, is Sam Rockwell.
Yeah, which I was buying all the Sam Rockwell stock. I'm so confused because I think he's a really great actor. Admittedly, I did not see the movie this week.
Okay. All right. Well, let me just.
It sounds like a huge game of Clue to me. Is what it sounds like.
It's not. So this is basically like a play within a play sort of thing.
A play within a play?
It's sort of. Because the
it's
movie
based off of an Agatha Christie
play.
Okay.
Play.
Yeah, it's the 100th performance of this play, I believe, is what the thing is in the movie, and someone is murdered. I won't give that away since it's not
Spoiler.
that old. It's not. No. I don't think it's time for spoilers. Just in case people didn't get to watch this and you have any interest in it, I don't want to give stuff away in a movie like this. But it's to me the biggest problem. It's just okay to me.
Well, like I have mentioned previously, in an era of murder mystery movies, you have a lot to live up to. You had Knives Out. You have all the Murder on the Orient Express, Murder on the other one that was before that.
Nile.
Murder on the Nile. It was the after. You're right. But there's a lot of really, really, really good murder mystery movies. So you have to be able to live up to it.
And I like Sam Rockwell, but I think
It's just too campy.
Again, the mystery/comedy part, I think, got in its way because all of the ones that we've seen recently that have like a very specifically styled main character who's the Sherlock Holmes-esque guy, which I love. I love somebody that's got like a weird personality tick or something as like the inspector, and then they have someone else who's kind of their foil that's a little lighter character, like even in like Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law.
Right. You need
The way that it's played gives you that levity, but it also...
And Rockwell was just dialing up the ham too much.
I just didn't... I didn't... It didn't sell it for me.
Because
I don't think it's bad. I'm not... And I like Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
I just didn't... I don't think they nailed it.
Well, and I think Knives Out is a great comparison because that was a funny movie, but I don't think they marketed it as a mystery comedy. You know what I mean? But it was like enjoyable and funny in moments.
There was a lot of like dry humor involved in that movie.
Yeah.
Well, and not to mention they did a great part of the mystery part. All of us, like our brains, that entire movie were like, but this, but this, but this.
Yeah,
And
if you can guess 5 times and be wrong every single time, you're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Especially for people like us who like overanalyze every.
We overanalyze.
No kidding.
things?
Yeah, going to movie. For people at home, going to movies with me and Chris is hilarious because we're trying to figure it out in real time during the movie. So
You're
like
talking. God.
What was the movie that we saw?
Well, we're not talking like...
We're not talking. So
But it's just like lean over and be
Tenet,
like,
that's the movie I was
Tenet.
talking about.
Him and I at a very pivotal part in the movie look at each other and we both realize what's going on in the movie and we're like, oh my gosh,
oh my God, it's backwards.
It's back there. We're gonna see.
It's what? Is that,
It's been out for a while.
Excuse my English, but it's a not.
That's the one with the
anagram.
where it can be read backwards and forwards.
God, my English teacher would punch me right
Same.
now. Go ahead.
Same. But there's a very pivotal moment in that movie where it's palindrome, where it flips, and then you see everything that you just saw in that movie, but the reverse perspective of it. And I saw the look on your face, and I knew the face that I was making when we both realized it. And I was just like, grabbed his shoulders.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting next to them going,
what the hell?
She was just so confused the whole time.
I'm literally that face that I just made. If you're watching on YouTube, is the face I was making the entire movie.
Yeah.
Until it finally at the very end hit me, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Light bulb.
So if a movie can do that, if it can get you a couple times, you're doing well. But did not sound like this was that.
I mean, watch it. I'll be interested to hear your opinion at some point when you can actually see it, Josh. But
don't do that to me.
Hey, Ryan,
don't
guess what
smile.
movie's
guess
coming
what
out?
movie?
Don't
Guess
smile
what
at me.
movie we're watching?
Did you see the video I sent you guys of that devil woman
Yes.
in Oakland?
Yes.
That. Get out of here. Stop
Guess
it.
what movie
Stop
we're watching this
smiling
weekend,
at me.
Ryan?
I'm not going to go see it.
You're going with us. We're all going.
We're gonna kidnap you and just drag you into the
We're all going.
Do you understand?
If you do not like horror movies,
Here's
you
what
can
you should
skip
do.
this week, but we are watching the movie Smile.
One of you can film me because I will be hiding covering my eyes throughout the entirety of this movie. Stop smiling at me, Josh.
The movie this
You're in
coming
the
week
reflection.
is Smile.
I'm everywhere, Ryan.
Yeah.
He's
All
smiling.
right.
He's smiling.
That is going to be.
It's going to be amazing.
I think it's going to be one of the best scary movies that come out. But I am so severely frightened for this movie.
It's going to be great, dude. It's spooky season. Come on, man. We're almost there.
Get on board.
Let's go.
Speaking of,
Oh no! Here it is.
no one has been prepped on what's about to come out of my mouth right now. It's fall right now. It's officially
baby.
fall.
It's officially
It's
fall.
beautiful outside, by the way.
It was gorgeous this morning.
The weather is amazing. We're back to wearing hoodies. I'm comfortable. I'm happy. Those devil bugs have gone back to hell.
not quite yet. I had a mosquito in my house last night. It was not fun.
Bugs.
It's a great season. And yet, back in 2003, a great year. It's the year we graduated high school.
Great year.
Great year, 2003. Something happens in 2003 that changes the course of all things fall. Starbucks decides to put out a drink
Oh boy.
Oh, no.
called the pumpkin spice latte,
Oh no. Oh boy.
which until 2015 did not even have an ounce of pumpkin in it. Did you know that?
Yeah.
They added a pumpkin syrup, pumpkin syrup.
If they added a pumpkin spirit, that would have been a great
I was
way
gonna
to
say
say
that.
It's spooky season. You can have spirits in your drinks. They came out with a drink called the pumpkin spice latte, which changed the course of fall for everyone, where everything became pumpkin spice. Soap, cheese. There's pumpkin spice Fontina cheese. Yeah, it's disgusting. And we turned our back on the one true thing.
The pumpkin pie.
No. Apples. Apple cider, apple pie, all things
Bobbing
fall.
for apples.
Bobbing for apples, apple picking.
Apple donuts, apple cinnamon donuts. Oh,
And America lost its way.
Wow.
Nay, the world lost its way.
And this is all Starbucks' fault.
And this is all Starbucks' fault. Wow. Back in 2003.
So what is your hot take?
My hot take is that we should abolish the pumpkin spice latte.
No.
And reinstate.
Yes.
No.
yes.
Reinstate Apple.
No.
Yes.
Apple everything.
No.
Hashtag Apple everything.
Yes.
As the official flavor of fall.
Yes. Thank you.
Hashtag Apple
Thank you.
everything.
Apple this, apple that. I
Ryan,
don't.
Okay, Ryan is panicking. Go ahead.
What?
I mean, we're obviously not doing apple carving.
No.
Okay, so we still need pumpkins.
I'm fine with pumpkins. They exist to exist. Pumpkin pie, not even that bad. It's fine.
Whoa, not even that bad. Then
I'm
you've
not-
had a
I'm-
bad pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pies are good.
I'm not a huge pumpkin guy. That's okay though.
I prefer
respect
apple
it.
pie.
I respect it for what it is. It's fine. It's fine.
Ryan, go ahead. Because I don't know where I land on this. I'm
Hashtag
feeling
Apple.
comfortable.
Apple everything.
Obviously, you're Apple.
I'm Apple
Team
everything.
Apple.
Again, apple
Okay.
cider donuts way better than pumpkin spice
For
donuts.
fall,
Get the
are
hell
you,
out of here
this
with
is,
pumpkin
This is
spice.
how I want you to phrase this because I know you. And after the 2 weeks ago, what you did,
Your parking
it is like,
conundrum.
what are you for fall? Team Apple or Team Pumpkin? Ryan, you're going to have to sway me, man. I don't know where I land on this one.
So,
Go ahead.
So, number one, I miss bobbing for apples, by the way. Like, that was actually a fun activity.
Until you realize how disgusting it
It
was.
really is.
Then COVID happened.
Yeah,
It hasn't aged super well.
No, it hasn't. But I do miss that. However, one of my guilty pleasures around this time of year, and keep in mind, I have lived in Florida most of my life. Fall in Florida really doesn't start until December, if you were going to be honest here.
And it ends in January.
And it ends in
Yep.
January. So
Yep, accurate.
fall really, it's about 3 weeks. There is nothing more satisfying than walking into Starbucks, your local coffee shop of choice, Kawa, shout out to you, love
It's actually
you,
miserable going to coffee shops, but okay.
and walking in and ordering at the beginning of September a beautiful and savory and succulent
Can you speak like a human, please?
pumpkin spiced latte.
No.
In fact, it has become such a tradition for me that the minute the calendar flips to September, I'm on board with pumpkin spice. And I have not drank a single coffee other than pumpkin spice. And I will continue to do so until the end of Thanksgiving.
The only thing pumpkins are for Halloween is decorations
Pumpkin
and carving.
spice is the cornerstone
You don't
of
even
fall.
do pumpkin
It's
pie
only-
till Thanksgiving.
It's only been around since
It's
2003.
the
Settle down.
cornerstone
Settle down.
of fall. And
Not even 2 decades.
And I think our audience, knowing them the way that I do, shout out to you, Quad Pod Squad, will be on board with the Pumpkin Palooza. Hashtag Pumpkin Palooza.
So you're a
for the
basic
fall.
white boy is what you're telling me.
Look, I recognize that our demographic for our podcast skews female.
Love you guys.
I understand that,
I am female and I hate pumpkin spice.
and so there's that.
So there's that.
I just think if you dig deep in your heart, before the pumpkin spice propaganda, hashtag pumpkin spice propaganda started to pop up, that's a lot of P's right there. You're welcome.
Pumpkin Spice Palooza.
You'll remember the cinnamon apples, the caramel apples, the apple pie.
Oh, nothing beats a
Pumpkin
caramel
spice
apple.
propaganda was purported to pop up.
Let's go.
Hey, if
It's
I
like we write
believe,
songs. Let's go.
isn't there a caramel apple like shake somewhere or ice cream or blurry
right.
or blurry? Wow, Blizzard and
Blurry.
blurry.
There was a blurry. It got blurry. I was ordering one. All right. Well, Ryan.
Yeah. Come on. Come to the
Don't
Pumpkin
do it.
Palooza
Don't
side.
do it.
Come on.
You know apples.
Hashtag
Nothing
pumpkin.
beats apple
propaganda.
apple cinnamon donuts.
Let's go.
Is this the one that ends it? That's that one. It's that one. Yeah, you don't label them, so I don't know. Looking at the buttons.
I'm the one that runs it.
Hashtag Pumpkin Palooza, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Pumpkin versus apple. I want you on my team. It's almost spooky season. Thank you guys for listening to Quad. From me and the crew, as always, we love you, and we're out.